Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a Q&A get ready with me. So I asked some questions I got asked questions from an anonymous website I used, and also from my Twitter. So I will be answering those questions today while I get ready for church. So the first question I got is, what is the thing on my arm? Which was sent in from Twitter. I don't have the exact name. Most of my tweets I will not have the user who asked, because a lot of them put hashtag anonymous, so we're gonna leave it like that. But I have been diabetic. I'm using the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base face primer, and I'm just gonna put this around my nose and in like the center of my face, because I do have larger pores. But I have been diabetic for a decade now, actually. It'll be a decade, or it was a decade. No, this May it'll be a decade. So right now I'm at 9.5 years roughly. And to be honest, my brother is also diabetic, my older brother. And he does not have nearly the problems that I've had. I have a lot of health issues. Adding the diabetes, it was hard. There for the first, I'd probably say like 3 years, I didn't care what anybody said. I wouldn't listen to my doctor. It was a very tough time. But after those 3 years, my brother came up with the idea to have a competition between us two, like a race kind of who could have the better A1C. By the way, the next primer I'm using is the Flower in Your Prime Pore Minimizing Primer. It's green, which I thought was pretty cool, but I'm not gonna put that there. But he came up with the idea to have a competition to see who could get the better A1C testing between the two of us, being that we're both diabetic, you know. And that really helped to motivate me to take care of myself. And it sounds stupid, but you have to realize I got diagnosed with diabetes at a young age, or not a young age, but like a decently young age. I was 10 years old. It was right after my 10th birthday. And to be honest, it was very life-changing. Being diabetic has completely changed me as a person. So that's just kind of what happened. I'm going to be doing a half face with a brush and half with a sponge. Today, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain, and it's a fair, warm foundation. This stuff smells like paint though. So the next question was, of course, how old am I? I am 20 years old. My birthday is October 22nd. So I was born in 97. Another question was, how many siblings do I have? And the answer is, I have 4 siblings. I have I have 5 siblings, sorry. Forgot a sister there for a minute. So first of all, I have 2 older sisters, an older brother, and then 1 younger brother and 1 younger sister. So my first sister, the oldest out of us 5, by the way, 3 of my siblings are adopted. The 2 sisters and my younger brother are all adopted. They're technically my cousins, but my mom adopted them after a situation in our family. We didn't want them to be like sucked into the system of foster care or anything like that, so my mom adopted them. And yeah, the oldest one is 25. She has 2 children, and she is married. My oldest brother is single, I believe. Yeah. He has no children. Consider my oldest brother and my oldest brother and my second oldest sister. They are considered twins because they were born 6 days apart. So they're like right there at the same age. He was born on the 22nd and she was born on the 28th. But anyways, he has no children. He still lives with my mom because my mom has a lot of health problems. So he runs their animal rescue with her. And then you have my stepdad, which I'll talk about later because he's like my favorite person in the whole wide world. Sorry I keep turning this light. It's just that need to be able to see what kind of like coverage I'm getting. There we go. Okay, so Then you have me at 20, and I'm engaged to be married, and I don't have any kids. Then obviously my younger brother has no kids. He's not married either. He is 16. Actually, that's wrong. He is 17. His birthday was yesterday. And then you have my youngest sister, who does not live with us. She's only my like half sister though, if that makes sense, because she's my stepsister, I should say. And she is, I want to say 16 or 15. She's pretty close to my brother's age. By the way, I'm using the Morphe Y6. Thank you, Lorely. Ignore the swatches on my hand. These are the 4 Super Stay, the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink Lips. I was trying to decide which one I want to wear. I'm debating between these two. But anyways, I think this shade is too late. I'm gonna have to get a new one. And my stepsister isn't married, doesn't have any kids, you know. Oh, my second oldest sister does have a daughter though. She's a year and something months, like 4 months, I think, 4 or 5 months. So I think with this one you can use either, but I think I like the sponge better. Like, I feel with the brush it's giving me texture. So I'm going to go back to the sponge and hopefully smooth this out. Okay. Next question I had was, do I have any pets? So I have 3 dogs and 1 cat. I have a black and white 30-pound cat. His name is Spike. We have 1 pit bull. Her name is Lila. We have a pug mix named Lacey, and lastly we have an old wiener dog named Lizzie, who is at my feet licking herself at the moment. Everybody asked me where I'm from. So I was originally born in Newark, Ohio, about like I think 2 hours out of Columbus, Ohio. And when I was 3, we moved to Del City, Texas. So my dad's family is still in Ohio, around New York and Columbus. But my mom's side of the family is all here in Texas, pretty much. And then I have an uncle up in in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And then people ask where I live personally. So I live on my grandmother's property in a camper. So you have my grandma, me here, my mom down the street. It's all on the same street. And then at the very end of the street, you have my oldest sister. So we all live in like a block, like on the same block, which I think is pretty cool, but a lot of people would hate. But my family is very close to one another, so that's probably why we're so close, is because we've all always lived. So we're in a little town, because we now live in Del City, Texas. That's where we moved to when I was 3. So I'm using the Collab Liquid Concealer in Porcelain. They asked what do I plan, like what do I want to do with my life? And to be honest, I can't really answer that because I personally don't know. So I've been at a school for about 2 years almost, I guess, like right about 2 years, something like that. So I don't know what I want to do, but for a while I wanted to be a vet tech. So yeah, right now I'm doing this YouTube thing, not thing, but I would really love to make a career out of YouTube just because it's something I can do from home. It's because my body isn't capable, with all of my health problems, I'm not capable of working an 8-hour job. So that's why I chose to do YouTube, and it's something I love. Like, I love making content. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you need to be sure, you know, make a few videos and stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I just kind of fell in love with it, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of how. And then the next question is, how/why did you start YouTube? And that's kind of my answer, is that I wanted a job that I could do from home. That way when I do have kids, I can still raise them and take care of them, but still have an income and job. I haven't made any money off of YouTube yet, but hopefully as I grow and become a better YouTuber, hopefully I'm okay now. I've got a lot of positive feedback from my last video, and a few groups I'm in really liked it. So it's been a process, to be honest, to upload twice a week. But I follow Laura Lee religiously, and she posted a video about how to become a YouTuber, and I was really intrigued by it, and it's not really as hard as I thought it was going to be. Yes, it's a little hard to kind of come up with videos, like video ideas, but for the most part it's pretty simple. But I've really enjoyed my time on YouTube, if that makes sense. So I hope to grow bigger, but if I don't, I don't think I would be like super upset either. Like my fiance the other day was telling me, he was like, did you know you got a new subscriber? And so we were looking, and I was looking at my analytics, and my last video, which was the vampy makeup look tutorial or whatever, which I'll post down below, or you can go to my channel and see it, had 35 views, 5 comments I think, and 5 likes. So I was pretty excited, remembering that one of the comments was my husband, but that's beside the point. And when I posted my video into other groups, they really liked it. They gave me some advice, yes, but it wasn't anything like super horrible about it. Look at that bag. But it was a really interesting experience, and I really enjoy promoting, not only promoting, but believing in myself. Like my family is like, why are you on YouTube? You're not a YouTuber, and you know, stuff like that, and telling me it's not a real job and stuff like that. But I'm using the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I am going to bake. This is in translucent, by the way. But for the most part, I've really enjoyed YouTube, so I think I can make a career out of it. My family tells me it's not a real job, but that's beside the point. But if I don't do YouTube for much longer, or something did happen, which I don't think it will, but just like as a precaution, you know, I would probably want to be a vet tech. So yeah, pretty interesting. This is the LA Colors I Heart Makeup Contour Palette. Sorry, I'm moving my makeup around in front of me. So today I'm using the Bundle Monster brushes. There's like 24, I believe, or something, for like 20 bucks at walmart.com. I'm gonna use this shade here. Hope you guys can see that. And I'm just using like a little puffy, kind of like blush brush, I guess, to contour with. So I don't want my contour to be too so next question I get is, what was my favorite subject in high school? And to be honest, it's a tie between history and language arts. Our school is super small here. There's like, I think like 60 or 70 kids now. We're gonna be getting new students this next year because a small town similar to this one but not as small is shutting down next year, so kids will have to be bused from there to here, which, by the way, if you're wondering, it's Sierra Blanca. It's not that far. So we have about like 50 or 60 students now, and with those students we'll have a decent amount as well. So I'm going to use this shade here. I really love this palette. It's really blendable too. But I grew up here in Del City. The only bad problem about small towns like this is the fact that everybody knows you. So when you do something bad in like your teenage years, after you graduate, you know, and grow up, a lot of people still look at you as that little kid, and it's really hard to like find a job if they don't like you and stuff like that, because it is such a small town. But we're probably one of the last I'd probably say one of the last like farming towns around us. But other than that, it's a really great town to grow up in. It's a great town to raise kids in. I've learned from experience, because a lot of towns, you know, have criminals and bad stuff like that, drugs. In here in Del City, you don't have any of that. So I'm going to use that to bake under my contour. Okay, now that my shirt is drenched in powder, next, let's put this away for now. So I'm going to use that same brush I used to contour with. I'm going to use it for blush. I'm using the Laura Geller blush in Brighten in Peach Nectar. Here's the shade. I really love this as like an all year blush. Like, I love peachy blushes. I have an oranger blush and I love it. This is just like a little pink and a little, what's the word I'm looking for? So first we're gonna swipe away the powder. I'm using that same brush I used to bronze. It's just like a fluffy powder brush. Okay. So now, and this is a really nice blush. Like, I absolutely adore this shade. I haven't tried any of her other like products, but my older sister got this and it was too light for her, so she gave it to me and I absolutely adore it. Great thing about sisters is you get their makeup if they don't want it or don't like it or it's the wrong shade and stuff. So today I'm using the Master Chrome as a highlighter. Okay, this is the AOA Studios F19 highlighting brush that I'm using, by the way. So anyways, a lot of other, the next question was, what is your favorite drugstore brand? And to be honest, I think almost all drugstore makeup is probably my favorite, just because it's such a bargain. Most of the products are actually amazing and could be high-end. Like, I don't know, like this bronzer, a lot of people say is a dupe for the Champagne Pop, and it's like $7, and most of the time you can get it on discount. So I really love drugstore makeup, but I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably pick, I don't even know, probably like Profusion, which is a newer brand. Actually, they just released it in Target, but before you could find it at like Melrose and places like that. So I guess it just depends on who you are. I also really love Morphe, even though technically that's not drugstore. It's affordable, but it's not drugstore. Okay, so I got all my eye brushes. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eyebrows, I guess. I'm using the Salon Perfect Done-in-One Brow Pomade. Next question is, why don't you have eyebrows? I do have eyebrows, you just can't really see them because they are blonde. So I fill them in with a darker product that isn't blonde, like this one. By the way, this is in shade light brown. Wasn't sure if I mentioned that or not. I really like this one compared to, this is like $4 or I think it's like $3.49 or something. Compared to the L'Oreal like Brow Wiz Stylist Pomade or something. I have that one as well, but I usually use this one because that one is in brown, or not brown, is in so I'm going to use the mirror off of this blush to do my eyebrows. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry if you can't. But anyways, as a favorite brand, I'd probably say either e.l.f. or Profusion, because Profusion, especially this last year, has really kind of become a success, and they're pretty like reasonable price. Like e.l.f., nothing really goes over, like, I'd probably say like $10, unless like you buy like a brush kit or whatever, like some of the more expensive items. But mostly their brushes range from $1 to $6, which isn't bad at all. They have some really nice brushes. I really like their crease brush. Like I'll be using that today. Ugh. So now I'm just brushing the other eye. Okay, so we're now done with that. Oh, by the way, both of the eyebrow pomades I mentioned do come with a double-sided brush. I just figured I'd mention that in case any of you are interested in it. So next we're gonna go on to eyes. Okay, so this palette. This. So now I have all my eye brushes out. This is a Zoeva palette. This is the 120-01 palette. It has 120 shades, which I think is pretty cool. They're small pans, but they're all really good. Like, they're very blendable. So today I'm going to be using these 3 pinky rows because I'm going for a more like burgundy kind of look. So first, this is a Profusion brush. It comes in their natural eyes palette. I'm going to take this third like yellowy shade. This one. None of them have names, by the way. They're just kind of like there. So we're just going to take that. Oh, first I need my glitter glue. Anyways. So this is the e.l.f. glitter primer. So I love this primer. Another good one is by, I want to say, Hard Candy. I only have a sample size of it. Shh, be quiet. But, so I'm going to use this shade and let that glitter primer kind of set a little. Actually, you know what? Okay, so now that that's set, it's still kind of like getting tacky, but that's fine. So next, we're gonna go in, where is it? Here. So I want to see it kind of down here. So I'm gonna use this color here. It's just a pale pink. I'm using the Wet n Wild crease blending brush, by the way. Just putting this color in the crease, trying to keep off of the lid. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and deepen our crease up. So next I'm going in with the e.l.f. blending eye brush. So next I'm going to use this pink toned on the end. To be honest, I wish somebody would come out with a pinky toned palette, like pink and burgundy toned, because I would buy that in a heartbeat. Like, I haven't really seen anything like that. Like, they have warm tones, cool tones, but never like a certain like range of colors, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. So now we're gonna go into this Flossy Sunflower Beauty eye palette, and we're going to take that middle shade, and we're going to use that same brush that I was just using, the e.l.f. brush, and we're just going to take that and put it right there in the crease. I really like this palette. It's a dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's Day palette, I want to say. One of their palettes. I also have the bronze. I want to get the purple, but I haven't yet. So next we're going to use the e.l.f. eye crease brush, and we're going to take this burgundy shade, which, by the way, the whole look is centered around this shade because it is freaking gorgeous. I'm just going to blend this into the crease. Okay, so the next question I got was, I'm going to use that crease brush we used. Oh, I just got pink powder everywhere. And we're just going to kind of blend this all together. Then I'm going to take a flat synthetic brush and go back into this palette. I'm going to use the second white shade here. Just going to lightly tap into this. Okay, so we're done with that palette. Going to change. That's it. Here it is. So I'm gonna take this mineral powder. I don't know what it's called. It just says mineral loose powder and has a weird logo. If you know who this is by, will you please comment down below and let me know? Because I've been trying to find this brand for like 2 months and I still can't find it. So if you could, that would be amazing. Actually, before I do that, we're going to go back into this palette and use that burgundy shade. Okay, so now we're going to take, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. This is just a synthetic brush. It's a double-sided. It has a super... brush has a super thin end and then a fluffy like blending end. So we're gonna blend up here, just like that, and then we're gonna use this little powder. It's like a gold shade. It's super pretty. And then I'm gonna use, actually, better idea. This is a Avon Cream Triple Benefit eyeshadow from Avon. I don't know if they sell it anymore. This is like a bronzy type of shade. So we're going to do it just like that. And we're just going to kind of like put that down, because then it's going to help this loose powder, this loose mineral powder I should say. So I'm not exactly sure what this is, but we're going to try, or I'm not sure if it's like a highlight or an actual like eyeshadow or what. It's kind of big to be an eyeshadow though. And it comes through like a sifter, so. And then we're just going to place this just over that shadow, that cream shadow, because it's going to help it to stick. And I also feel like it brightens up the eye. And then now I'm going to go ahead and use a setting spray. If I can find the darn bottle. And then now I'm just going to do this and spray it. I want to see if it changes it any. Which I hope it will, but we'll see. So that's what it looks like so far. So it doesn't change it too much, but it does change it, so. I have powder literally all over my shirt. Like, probably shouldn't have worn a black shirt, huh guys? By the way, this is a homemade witch hazel setting spray. All you need is water and then double the amount of witch hazel. I think that's the other way. Yeah, it's double water. Or no, it's double witch hazel. So like I use a cup of witch hazel and 2 cups of water, or the other way around, whatever. Okay. My shirt is so messy, guys. It's ridiculous. So now we're just gonna go back with that blending brush that still has some pink on it. I'm just gonna put it in the crease to kind of blend out that line. And then now we're gonna take the same burgundy shade from this palette. Put this into that crease again, just to make sure that it is blended. We don't want any harsh lines. And then now we're gonna go in with that synthetic brush again, and we're gonna go into this shimmery silver shade that I have. We're gonna spray this as well, and then we're just gonna pop this there. And then we're going to take this same brush, and I'm going to use the pink shade and this burgundy shade to make the lower lash line kind of like pop a little more, if that makes sense. Then we're going to use that burgundy shade on the outer portion. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're going to use the same fluffy powder brush to wipe away any fallout. Just like that, there. And now we're going to do eyeliner and mascara. Okay, here's one eyeliner. Okay, so first I'm going to use the Rimmel Scandal Eyes double-sided eyeliner. One has eyeliner and then an eyeshadow on the other side. This is in the black shade. I don't know exactly what it's called because I've had it so long that the shade has actually like rubbed off like the label. So I always tightline. That way when I put on mascara, it looks like there's no missing hairs or anything. For the waterline, I'm going to use the Silk Shimmer Eyeliner in True Teal by L'Oreal. I actually adore this, and I think with any eye look, it's just like a pop of color, and it's really gorgeous. Now, if y'all don't feel the same, I have a nude one also in the shade Highlighter, I think. But this one is definitely my favorite. It makes my green eyes pop. Okay, so done with that. Also done with that. So first we're going to do eyeliner and then we'll do mascara. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. It's supposed to be like smudge proof and stuff. This is a vegan brand, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. So we're just going to do a small wing. I'm not too good at wings, so be aware because I'm bad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my eye and then use that to create a wing. This is the e.l.f. black eyeliner in the shade black. I thought that was clear, but just to be safe. So I am going to be using this handheld mirror I used in my last video so I can actually see what I'm doing because the mirror in front of me is too far to be able to line my eyes correctly. So, but I'm going to try to get closer to you guys so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to go over this. This was just kind of like an outline pretty much. And fill in like the blanks. This is in dark brown, but it actually looks black, so I don't really have a problem with it. So there's the first wing. I'm sorry if you guys can't see what I'm doing, but it's really hard to do. Oh shoot, I forgot that I was still baking under the bronzer. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do the same to the other eye. That's how my wing came out on that eye. Okay, so there are my winged eyeliners. I'm using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup real quick. And I'm just going to pat it in with this e.l.f. makeup sponge. Okay. And now I'm going to do my eyeliner. Or my mascara, sorry guys. Oh my gosh. So as you can tell, it did transfer a little bit after I sprayed it. Okay. So I think that fixed my problem. So I think I'm going to go with this pinky, more pink nude. This is number 10, Dreamer. These are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. I really like this formula. Okay guys, so this is today's final look. I'm sorry I didn't get to more questions, but I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I might change this lip color, I'm not too proud of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!